Hey guys, Dr. Justin Marcagiani here. Today's video is going to be on hypothyroidism, the best 5 foods to help your thyroid and to gain energy, to help with fatigue. We're going to talk about that and dive in today. Before we do, please smash the like button. Love to see your comments down below. So if you're suffering from fatigue, we like to look at all of the different body systems that could be funneling into that. So thyroid plays a role, adrenal cortisol rhythm plays a role, certain nutrients in the mitochondria play a role. So when we talk about these things, it may be a little bit more complicated when we kind of look under the hood from a functional medicine perspective, but we do it systematically. So big things out of the gate, right? The best foods to fight fatigue, iron-rich foods. Now, if you're a guy, this may be a little bit different. Guys don't menstruate. And so because of that, you're typically not going to have the low iron issues unless there's a lot of gut issues, a lot of malabsorption, or you have a history of being vegan or vegetarian, then that may be a problem. But as a female, it's really important you menstruate every month. Well, if you're cycling, right? So once you start, 50 years old and up and stuff, you typically go menopausal, you lose that cycle. So this may not quite apply to you, but it's still relevant. We want to look for ferritin levels. If we see ferritin below 40, below 30, that's problematic. We need iron to help carry oxygen. It attaches to our hemoglobin and help carries oxygen, which is important for aerobic metabolism. And so ferritin, very important. That's our stored iron marker. Now, if you're vegan, vegetarian, and you have a lot of malabsorption or poor digestion, even if you are a menopausal woman or a guy, you could still have problems with iron because of those factors. And so, or if you just don't have enough stomach acid or enzymes to be able to assimilate and ionize the mineral, iron's going to be a big deal. Now, people are like, well, broccoli and spinach, right? It's really high in iron. Well, not necessarily. It's a non-heme-based iron. It may not move the needle and increase ferritin stores like, let's say, liver or grass-fed meat or high-quality animal products would. So number one is going to be rich animal products and or iron. Iron in general, iron that's going to increase that ferritin is big. That's number one. Number two, magnesium. Magnesium-rich foods are going to be essential for energy. Magnesium is important for blood sugar stability, for relaxation. There's over 300 enzymatic roles in the body. So magnesium is important. Now, you're going to get this from high-quality dark chocolate. You're going to get it from your leafy green vegetables, right? Magnesium is vital for all the different roles in the body. And so you can also do an Epsom salt foot bath. Very good, very high magnesium sulfate. You can also get it supplementally, whether it's some citrate, malate, or glycinate, aspartate, or threonate for the brain. So lots of good magnesium on that front as well. Very good. Your leafy greens are going to be your great source, and then some animal products are all going to be next. I would say just getting enough amino acids, right? Because amino acids are needed when you're catabolic and you're stressed and you're fatigued. A lot of times you're breaking down tissue, you're catabolic. And so you need to make sure you have enough amino acids to recover and to be anabolic. So at least 1 gram per pound of, at least a half a gram per pound of body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, 100 grams. And if you're lifting or exercising hard, then you may want to go higher than that. So I would say protein in general, making sure you're hitting that good ratio and you're getting all your essential amino acids. Big problem with vegetarian proteins, especially if you're doing it from like whole food sources like rice, beans, lentils, quinoa, tends to be 70 to 80% starch per your 15 to 20% protein. So very, very carb heavy. So for you to hit that goal with vegetarian proteins, you're going to be 400 to 500 grams of carbohydrate in a day. It's a lot. So if you're insulin resistant or have insulin problems, that may be an issue. Now, again, you can use protein powders like hemp or rice or pea protein. That's a good way to get that and do it supplementally. But the problem is you're still not getting the good essential amino acids that you're going to get in animal products or collagen peptides. And so you want to try to get some animal products in there. It's going to be better and healthier. Plus, you'll get fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K in there that way. And if you're looking at protein powders on the other side, my next one for fatigue, collagen. Collagen's excellent, very high in glycine, very good for the gut lining. Glycine plugs in, it helps make as a backbone for glutathione. It's good for connective tissue. So when you're tired and you're breaking down your skin tissue, collagen's going to be very good. You can put it in your coffee, you can put it in your tea, you can blend it up. It's going to thicken it up and is an easy way to absorb it, especially in peptide form. Very good out of the gates. So we had magnesium, we had our iron sort of foods, we had our proteins. That's excellent. So next big thing out of the gate would be B vitamins. B vitamins are going to be essential for energy for fatigue. When you're tired, you're going to burn these things up. Now, you're going to get it from your leafy greens. You're going to get it from your meats. You're going to get it from healthy fruits. These are going to be great sources. These may not be enough if you are stressed. So it's good to run a metabolic test like an organic acid to see, or a Nutri-Eval to see where your nutrients are in that category. You may find like xanthuronate, You may find kind of urinate. A lot of your B vitamins, B6 are up high. You're burning through it. We may need a good, healthy B complex with activated B vitamins. I like to look at methylmalonic acid, which is B12 marker, or 4-aminoglutamate, FIGLU for a folate marker, because people have MTHFR issues. You may need supplemental B12, supplemental folate to ensure you're getting enough. So this is vital. So a good B complex will be good. Again, in my line, we use B vitamin synergy. I'll put links down below. It's helpful to know. Next, out of the gate, vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for thyroid receptor site function. So we need good, healthy thyroid function, good energy, vitamin A. So we can get that from cod liver oil. We can get it from liver. We can get it from grass-fed, I should say pasture-fed kind of yolks where the chickens and such can eat bugs and things like that. You're going to have this nice, rich, kind of dark orange egg yolk, and that's going to be loaded with vitamin A and all kinds of carotenoids. So very important for thyroid function and for your eyesight and for your energy. Next, organ meats. Organ meats are very high in CoQ10. CoQ10 is essential for mitochondrial function. On an organic acid test, we'll see things like malates, or we'll see things like fumarate and succinate. These are good, or hydroxymethylglutarate. These are good markers for CoQ10. If we see them overly high or overly low, we're burning them up at a very high level. So your organ meats are going to be very high in CoQ10. Sometimes you have to supplement it though. And so we may have to use supplements if your diet's already maxed out or if you're under a lot of stress. Using CoQ10 can be an excellent source to bump up your energy out of the gates. And again, that's going to plug into your Krebs cycle and really help with the electron transport chain and help you generate more ATP during that function. So we have our B vitamins, we have our CoQ10, we have our iron, we have amino acids, and we have our fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A. I think we hit them all. That's great. Now, again, there could be some bottlenecks here where we're not breaking down. We don't have enough stomach acid or enzymes. We're not breaking things down. Or we're eating lots of sugar and carbs. Too much carbs will cause problems with burning up B vitamins, burning up magnesium. So we hit magnesium, we hit B vitamins, we hit vitamin A, we hit CoQ10, and we also hit iron. So those are our big five here today. We hit them all. Now, if you have chronic gut issues or malabsorption, that needs to be looked at because hypothyroidism, there can be H. pylori, there can be fungal overgrowth, there could be SIBO, these other factors underneath the hood that could be problematic. So you want to rule those out. I'll put a link down below. If you want to dive in and get a thyroid test, you can see where your thyroid numbers sit. Look at TSH, look at T4 free total, T3 free total, and antibodies to see where you're at on top of that. Now, your ferritin should be about 40 or up. That's a really good, place to be, to know that your iron stores are adequate. All right, guys, if you want to dive in deeper, there'll be a link down below if you want to reach out to my team. Coordinates below if you want to reach out and schedule and get that support and look under the hood and really get to the root cause of what's happening with your health. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Dr. J here. Let me add a few questions for you guys. Collagen therapy presumably penetrates your skull and goes into the brain where it increases ATP function and where it also stimulates endorphin release. So yeah, we talked about mitochondria today, like red light, getting full spectrum lighting is excellent. Red light, very good, stimulates the mitochondria on that same frequency. Laser energy, very good to fight inflammation, to stimulate your cells and stimulate your mitochondria. I think that is good. I'm familiar with that. I have no problem with that. That's excellent. Have you heard of rapid tryptophan depletion? It's used in research on depression. It's basically a drink of all amino acids except tryptophan. Yeah, that makes sense. They're trying to throw a whole bunch of amino acids in there, and they're trying to just essentially crowd out the tryptophan, everything but that. That makes sense. I never really heard of that, but from a study standpoint, that makes sense. I'm not sure the context of it, but tryptophan is very important for sleep, for mood, because tryptophan is the building block to go to 5-HTP, 5-HTP to serotonin. Serotonin is obviously that good neurotransmitter for mood, and serotonin then will go to melatonin, which is good for sleep. Plus 5-HTP crosses the blood-brain barrier and can convert to melatonin in the brain, which is important. Most of our serotonin is in the gut for motility, and that serotonin cannot cross the blood-brain barrier. But if we give 5-HTP, that can cross the blood-brain barrier and convert. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed. Take a look at those facts here: magnesium, B vitamins, CoQ10, iron, and your good old-fashioned amino acids. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Links down below if you want to dive in deeper. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye now.